Shalom Aleichem, Assalamu Alaikum. Welcome to 2 Kings chapter 8, in which there are 18... Oh, sorry, I'm in the wrong chapter right now. 2 Kings chapter 8 has 29 verses. Beginning in verse 1, the word restored, the Greek, signifies to rekindle a fire. In verse 2, both she and her house did according to the word of Hashem. Versus she went with her household. So essentially you have the difference being obedience versus who traveled, identifying who traveled. Verse 6, a eunuch versus an officer. Skipping ahead to verse 10. Certainly live versus certainly recover. And you know what? I'm going to look into the Hebrew to see if this can also mean to live, or can they be interchangeable essentially. So we see to live from sickness, from faintness, from death. So it can be to be revived, to be quickened, to be healed essentially. So yes, this Hebrew word, chaya, can have multiple meanings. Not simply live, can also mean recover. So that can be interchangeable, just to be fair. In verse 11, omission of, and he stood before him, who is the king standing before Elisha, or Elisha. Verse 12, an omission of utterly destroy, in reference to their strongholds. Choice men versus young men. And then talking about infants against the ground versus children. So a clear distinction of age. I'm not sure what it says. Aulel, can that include infants is my question. Young child, infant. Okay, so can it include and encompass that age demographic? Verse 13, dead dog versus dog. So they omit the dead dog, but a dead dog is more of an expression. I believe Goliath used that term, maybe not dead dog, but he used that. Am I a dog that you should come to me with the sling and staves? And then King David famously said, or I should say the boy David said, no, but you're worse than a dog, in the Septuagint. Okay, an addition of great thing. And then ruling over Syria versus you shall be king. Okay, a minute difference there. Verse 15, footnote reads in regards to the thick cloth, could be a rug or a quilt, etc. So who is the he that it identifies here? Put it on his face. So he took a thick cloth, put it on his face. My understanding is it seems to be Hazael, who is the one who ended the son of Hadad, or Ben-Hadad. That's my understanding anyway. Verse 16, the Masoretic alternates between these two names. You have Yoram and Yehoram, but they're the same person. Verse 18, we have a shocking, not maybe a revelation for me anyway. It says here, the daughter of Ahab was his wife. Okay, so I think upon initial reading, one would think that, okay, Ahab's daughter is Ahab's wife. No, that's not what it's talking about. It's talking about Jehoram, son of Ahab. So in his 5th year, let's just read it from the top here. So Hazael reigned in the stead of the one who was assassinated, essentially. I believe it was Ben-Hadad. If we just rewind a little bit, you can see he went to the king of Syria, Ben-Hadad, so he took him out. And so Hazael reigns in his place. And then we see here in verse 18, the 5th year of Jehoram, son of Ahab, king of Israel, and while Jehoshaphat was king of Judah, Jehoram, the son of Jehoshaphat, began to reign. So who is it talking about? Jehoram. Okay, it's Jehoram, not Hazael. So Jehoram, son of Ahab, he was 32 years old, and he reigned 8 years in Jerusalem. So the daughter of Ahab was his wife. So it seems either his sister or his half-sister. It seems to be that's what it means. Or perhaps one of his granddaughters, perhaps. It's hard to say. Because in the scriptures, daughter, granddaughter, they're all the same. They're not. There's no distinction between a grandson or a direct son. So I'm just going to make a note here and say Jehoram's wife was the daughter of Ahab. Okay, so next we'll look at verse 19. Verse 19, said versus promised. Then continually versus always. 21, we see Sayor versus Zaire, which frankly it's Zaire, but it could be mistaken with Zaire. That's not the same place, in Africa anyway. There's an addition of rose by night. So by night was added. And actually that's it for this chapter. So thank you very much for your time. Till next time, I bid you all Shalom Aleichem, Assalamu Alaikum, Irini Mazisu, Pax Vobiscum, peace be unto you, and Maranatha.